All right, welcome back to season 5 of our show, and today it's grilled fish, and we're laying it out over a beautiful pasta. Let's show you how to get it done. All right, it's codfish, and that's what we're using for our pasta. So the first thing we're gonna do is get this seasoned. Now, a lot of people make a mistake putting this on the grill because they usually dry it out or burn it up. There's a beautiful way how to make this, keep it moist, succulent, without burning it up on the grill. Let's show you how to get that done. So the first thing we're gonna do is start to season. I got some dry ingredients here: pepper, oregano, and thyme. I'm gonna get this into our grinder. It's just a regular coffee grinder. You can pick these up at any kind of local Walmart or Amazon online. And they're cheap enough too. They're probably about 30 to 50 bucks for a good one. All right. We're just going to give this a couple of pulses. And check it. Not where I want it. Go some more. All right, and that is where I want this. So no salt yet. We're going to go on with this and get it seasoned up real good. And that's another mistake that a lot of people will make. They'll oversalt the fish because they use things like Larry's seasoning salt or Old Bay, but you want to make your own and control your salt level. All right, so on with some olive oil, a good douse of that. Again, we didn't use any salt yet. So let's just get this rubbed in. We're gonna do front and back. So let's get this side. I'm just gonna shake it right on. And you want a lot of seasoning in here, just to get that nice flavor in here. A little bit more olive oil. And just get that rubbed in. Now once you get this rubbed in, just leave it out room temperature to marinate. But by the time we finish the rest of this, about 10 minutes, this will be good to go. All right, so there we go. Again, we're not gonna salt this. Now the reason why we're not gonna salt this, we're not gonna salt to the last minute because you don't want that salt to kick in here and you don't want this to be too salty. So I always salt last second with fish so it doesn't sink down in to the pores of the fish and over salt. Fish automatically come with a certain amount of salt from the sea. So sometimes you don't have to put any salt on there. And that's it. All right, so we got that. And we're just gonna move this off to the side. Now over here I have some almonds, walnuts. I toasted these in advance. I got garlic, pasta, that's for later on, and a lemon. Over here we've got our kale. Now this is a pesto we're making. We're making a kale pesto, and we're just gonna get that pesto rolling. So let's bring in our food processor. Now this is kale. A lot of people don't know how to do this, so just clip it from the top and just pull down the leaves. And you always wanna wash this, so stick it in some water and let it release anything that's in here. It's usually sand. So let's go right in with that. I'm just gonna rip it, give it a rough rip. Just like that. And right into the food processor we go. And you can also do this in batches. So for the first batch, this is for the fish, and we're using this in the pasta and the fish too. So I'm just gonna leave this out. So this is the first batch. Olive oil. Good douse of that. Here's the garlic. And we're gonna put just a few crushed walnuts in here. And to round this off, just a little lemon. I'm gonna squeeze a little lemon in here. Use my hand to catch any seeds. I got no seeds in this lemon. This is a seedless lemon, so we're good to go. All right, so there we go. Let's close up. And here we go. Now, while you're doing this, you want to watch your level with the olive oil. Add a little bit more. And there we go. So the first batch of this I'm making, this is going to go on top of the fish. Now, this is going to go in the pasta also, but the one that I'm going to make to the pasta is going to be a little bit more minced down. It's going to be a lot more smoother. As you can see, this is a bit more chunky. And that's how you want to make that to go on top of the fish. So I'm going to leave it just like that. So this batch I'm going to make just for the fish. Now we're going to show you how to dress this fish up. So here's some parchment paper. You need a good piece of that. Because in this piece we're going to make a nice little basket for this fish. So we're going to take the one piece of fish, into the parchment paper we go, just like that. This way you want to oil it up well. We're going to come in here with that nice pesto, and we're just going to go on top with it, just like that. Get a good old amount in there. I try to put it in the middle, just for presentation, and then you can kind of push it around yourself. So we're going to go right down to the tail, just like that. Make it even, and that's the amount that I want. So what I'll do from here is I'm going to take some of these toasted almonds. I'm going to put the almonds right on top. These are going to bring out this nice nutty flavor. And you have to toast these almonds, because if you don't toast the almonds, you're really going to miss this flavor. Now, I like a lot of almonds, so I'm going to put those in. Just like that. And remember, we didn't add the salt. So here we go. Just a little low sodium salt right on the top of that. Followed by a bit more olive oil. Don't worry, the parchment paper is going to hold all that oil for you, as you'll see. All right, so here we go. We're going to take this parchment paper and we're going to fold it like that. I'm going to fold the ends as if you were making an airplane. I'm going to spin this around. And I'm going to do the same thing on this end. Just fold it right over. I'm going to tuck the ends in like this. And they'll usually stay in place. So let's do the same thing here. Tuck and fold, and get her folded up, making sure you don't crush the fish. So here we go, just like that. Just make sure the ends are down. So let me move this off to the side. Here's a pan. I'm going to lift this up carefully, slide it to the end of the table, and just get it on there. All right, so we're going to do the rest of these, and we're going to meet you right back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, so now we got our fish all bagged up. Time to show you the rest of this meal, the pesto. Show you how to get it done. All right, so just before we get this going, I'm just going to show you these guys. So we made like little bags in here. Now I put toothpicks in the end. They weren't staying, so I just put some toothpicks in the end. Very simple, very easy. And that's how you want that. You want to leave a little crack in here just for the moisture to get out and the steam. So those are off to the side. All right, so over here we have some basil. Now this is the mix that we had already with the pesto already made. So this is the kale. Now we need to sweeten this up a little bit. So we're gonna add some basil in here. For the fish, I want just a little bit more of that kale flavor in there. And I don't want it as sweet. But the pasta, we need to add a little sweetness to it. So we're gonna add a little bit more kale. Kale has the tendency to get a bit bitter on you. So we don't want it too much bitter in here. We just want to lighten it up a little bit. And that's what the basil's gonna do. Just lighten it up. We're gonna add a little salt. Just add the rest of these nuts. Add a little bit of salt. Not too much, because we will salt the pasta. And now these are the rest of those beautiful toasted almonds. Now the almonds are on the fish, on the top. But in that pesto, there is no almonds. Remember, we didn't put the almonds in the pesto, we just put the walnuts in there. So now we're gonna add the almonds to this to go inside the pasta, just to separate the flavors. All right, let's go in with some olive oil. And let's just close up and blend this up. Now at this point you could add some cheese to this, but we're not using cheese in this dish today. And that's it. So I'm gonna take a look and see where I'm at with this. You can see it just takes 2 seconds just to wilt down in there. And I'm gonna add a little bit more of the kale since we have all that nice basil in there. And this is basically a kale pesto, so we want to basically keep it kale. And there it is. I'm gonna add some more olive oil. I'm gonna add the last of my olive oil in here before I refill this. And let's just get this. And that's about it. Let's take a look at the consistency of this. And that's about where I want this pesto, about there. All right, we're gonna get organized and meet you out onto the grill and then put the rest of this meal together, so stick around, don't go anywhere. Let's get this on. All right, 450 degrees. I'm running some nice apple wood in here. We're gonna go for about 15 minutes. That's it. I'll meet you right back here. Don't go anywhere. All right, we salted the water. Here we go. Fettuccine. We'll meet you right back here. Don't go anywhere. All right, pasta's ready to come out. About 9 minutes in. Look at that beautiful pesto we made. So we're gonna put some in the bowl. There we go. And then we're gonna take the fettuccine out and go right in. You don't have to worry about draining it. Just go right into the bowl with it and give it a mix as you're doing it. That's how you want to do that. And add more pesto as you go along. All right, we're going to finish this up and we're going to meet you onto the table, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. Here we are, season 5 chop and block, fish and pasta. Let's show you what we got. Look at that. So these are the toothpicks. I'm just gonna pull these guys out of here and put them in a spot where you can find them. I know I use 2 for each one, but I just wanna show you this nice little package here that we made. Now I let this go for about 20 minutes, and doesn't that look fantastic? So what we'll do is just move this off to the side, like that, and let's bring in a bowl. And this was that pesto pasta that we made, the fettuccine. Look at that. And if anybody wants extra, just leave a little on the side here. So let's get this plated up. Get some of this nicely in the bowl. I think we'll go for a little bit more. There we are. And now, how I like to serve this is I like to put a little fish on top. So let's just get in here, get this opened up. And I'm just gonna cut this fish right in half. I mean, look how tender that is. Juicy, moist. Let's see if I can get this in just one piece. Just like that. Let's bring it over our plate. And let's get that right on top of there. Good enough. That works. All right, I'm gonna bring that over. Now the nice thing about this, let's spin this around. There's no garnishments. You don't need anything. If you want to put a little fresh pesto on top, you can. And what I like to do, I'll take a piece of bread and just rip it off. Right on side of that. Bang, there you go. And look how hearty that looks and nice. All right, let's get into it. Look at that cod. Just want to show you how flaky that is, how it just falls down in there. Let's get some of this on the fork. Nice piece of cod in there. That is fantastic. The pasta, spot on. Now we left that a little bit on the al dente side. You can taste all the almonds in there, all the nuts in there. That is a wonderful, wonderful way to have this. That fish is flaky, light, fantastic. All right, we're gonna get organized. We're gonna meet you guys right back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, and there it is. A beautiful almond crusted codfish, grilled to perfection. What a beautiful pesto on there. We served that right on a bed of gorgeous pasta. And we used a lot of almonds, walnuts for that excellent flavor and taste in there. I hope you try this one. I know you'll love it. And as always, thank you for coming. And until the next one, time to get that little Pitmaster taste there.